The video game industry, once a beacon of boundless creativity and innovation, is showing signs of fatigue. While still a multi-billion-dollar behemoth, cracks are beginning to show in its seemingly invincible facade. A decline in consumer trust, coupled with concerns about stagnant gameplay and exploitative monetization practices, have cast a shadow over the industry's future. For years, the industry thrived on pushing technological boundaries, captivating players with immersive narratives, and fostering a vibrant community of enthusiasts. However, recent trends suggest a shift towards profit maximization over artistic integrity. This shift has alienated a growing segment of the gaming community, leaving many to wonder if the golden age of video games is fading. The warning signs are difficult to ignore. Major publishers are struggling to maintain consistent quality, often relying on sequels and remakes instead of investing in original ideas. Meanwhile, predatory monetization practices such as loot boxes and pay-to-win mechanics have eroded consumer trust, leaving many feeling like their wallets are being exploited. The industry is at a crossroads, and its future hinges on its ability to address these concerns and rediscover its creative spark. One of the most contentious issues plaguing the video game industry is the proliferation of microtransactions and loot boxes. These mechanics, often implemented in free-to-play and even full-price games, offer players virtual items and advantages in exchange for real-world currency. While seemingly innocuous on the surface, these practices have drawn criticism for their predatory nature and potential to foster gambling addiction, particularly among younger players. Loot boxes in particular have become a focal point of controversy. These randomized reward systems, often compared to gambling, offer players a chance to obtain rare and desirable in-game items. The problem lies in the lack of transparency surrounding the odds of obtaining these items, coupled with the addictive nature of gambling mechanics. This has led to concerns about the normalization of gambling among young audiences and the potential for financial exploitation. The impact of these practices extends beyond ethical concerns. The focus on microtransactions has, in some cases, come at the expense of gameplay and overall quality. In recent years, big companies like Microsoft and Sony have been selling full-priced games that require further downloadable content in order to complete. This practice has led to frustration among gamers who feel they are not getting the full experience without additional purchases. This shift in focus from delivering a complete and engaging experience to maximizing revenue has left many players feeling disillusioned and exploited. The video game industry is facing a creativity crisis fueled by skyrocketing development costs. As technology advances and player expectations rise, the financial burden of creating AAA games has become increasingly unsustainable. This financial pressure has led many publishers to prioritize safe bets over innovative new titles, resulting in a deluge of sequels, remakes, and reboots. While these familiar franchises offer a sense of comfort and nostalgia, they come at the cost of genuine innovation. The industry seems trapped in a cycle of rehashing old ideas, afraid to take risks on new IPs that may not guarantee a return on investment. This risk-averse approach has led to a sense of stagnation, with many players lamenting the lack of fresh and exciting experiences. The rising cost of development has also contributed to the industry's reliance on exploitative monetization practices. As budgets balloon, publishers are increasingly turning to microtransactions, loot boxes, and other forms of in-game monetization to offset development costs and maximize profits. This creates a vicious cycle where the pursuit of profit further stifles innovation and alienates players. The video game industry is no stranger to mergers and acquisitions. However, recent years have witnessed a wave of consolidation that has reshaped the landscape of game development. Large corporations are acquiring smaller studios at an unprecedented rate, consolidating power and resources in the hands of a select few. While proponents argue that consolidation can lead to greater efficiency and resource sharing, critics warn of the potential consequences for competition and creative freedom. One of the primary concerns is the potential for monopolies to emerge. As fewer companies control a larger share of the market, they gain significant leverage over platforms, retailers and consumers. This can stifle innovation, limit consumer choice, and create an environment where smaller, independent studios struggle to compete. Moreover, consolidation can have a homogenizing effect on game design. As larger companies acquire smaller studios, there is a risk that the unique creative visions and risk-taking spirit that often define independent development may be stifled. This can lead to a more generic and predictable gaming landscape, lacking the diversity and innovation that thrives in a competitive market. Independent game developers, once a beacon of innovation and creativity in the industry, are facing an increasingly challenging landscape. While the rise of digital distribution platforms initially provided indie developers with unprecedented access to a global audience, the market has become increasingly saturated and difficult to navigate. The sheer volume of games released each year makes it challenging for indie titles to stand out and gain traction. Discoverability is a constant struggle, with even highly polished and innovative games getting lost in the flood of new releases. This discoverability issue is compounded by the limited marketing budgets of most indie studios, making it difficult to compete with the massive marketing campaigns of AAA titles. Furthermore, the dominance of a few major storefronts, each with their own fees and curation policies, poses challenges for indie developers. Securing a coveted spot on a popular platform can be crucial for visibility and sales, yet the process can be opaque and unpredictable. This reliance on a handful of gatekeepers creates a vulnerable position for indie developers, subject to shifting algorithms and platform policies. If you found this video insightful, please like, share and subscribe to Muse of Knowledge. Join us on our journey towards learning as we cover a variety of topics.